So having spoken about the different viewpoints and the orthographic projections, and also based on the drafting techniques, let's see how drafting technology has progressed. We have initially seen Leonardo da Vinci penning his ideas onto paper, and once they have mass productionized this, that is, once they wanted to create a lot of blueprints, so this is how they were working on. Several engineers put together, they were drafting the viewpoints, they are duplicating the images so that it can be distributed and worked upon. So there were individual drafters, and then there were area managers that will oversee the work, the projects, and they have dedicated compartments, you can see here, wherein they'll store the blueprints. They have to be named, they have to be indexed, and then they have to link between different drawings and all. So much of manpower and so much of human time was spent to create and recreate drawings. Whereas now we have the advent of computers with high computing capacity and visualization capacity. We can create such designs very fast, very quick, and very efficiently. So simply put, this one engineer, it's replicating the work being done by this whole mass. And in fact, in a fraction of time that earlier these people have spent in creating the drawings, he'll just create in a whisk of a second. So this is how the drafting technology has progressed. So this drafting technology, as we've seen, with the advent of computers, it had advanced a lot. So let's see how it had evolved. So initially, Patrick J. Hanratty, who is widely regarded as father of CAD or CAM. So CAD is computer-aided design and CAM is computer-aided manufacturing. So with the advent of mainframe computers in the 1900s, 1930s, 40s, so he designed the initial software called as Pronto, where is numerical control programming software that can create the 2D designs. So those codes, he was pioneer in bringing out this drafting techniques onto the mainframe computers. So next came in Mr. Ivan Sutherland, where in 1960 he invented the Sketchpad. It featured the first graphical user interface. The initial Pronto was command based, you have to type in the lines of code to replicate the product, but the Sketchpad was a breakthrough innovation wherein you can visually plot those 2D drafting. So this is what something you call as what you see is what you get. So that is a basic of this graphical user interface. You can directly visualize them as you plot them. So this was a very big breakthrough in 1960, and next in 1971, same Mr. Patrick Hanratty, he founded his own company and invented Adam software. So it's an interactive CAD program again, but written completely in Fortran. Fortran is a language that was widely used that can be adapted to different computers seamlessly. So this served as a bridge wherein they can manipulate the software in different machines and attain good results. Next came in AutoCAD. In 1982, AutoCAD made a breakthrough through taking this CAD software to the masses. Masses as in earlier the mainframe were restricted to big research institutions, wherein with the advent of personal computers, AutoCAD took the CAD software to everyone. So this is a very revolutionizing point in the CAD history. Next came in Pro Engineer in 1987, wherein they generated modeling techniques that uses the parametric technique. It means that you parameterize the dimensions and put in constraints so that you can scale it effectively and whenever you want. This was widely picked up by a lot of industries where they have a base model and then they have scaled it up to different versions. So this will help them to quickly accelerate the work that they put into. So this was again a revolution in the industry at that time. Next came in SolidWorks in 1995, wherein it opened up this 3D modeling to the masses. It was very cheap, very efficient, and even now it is in the forefront of 3D design. This, as you can see, the names, the Sketchpad, Adam, AutoCAD, Pro-E, SolidWorks, it's all still there because they are pioneers of this domain and they have constantly evolved themselves to make use of the best of the technologies that are being made available each and every year. So they have constantly re-visualized themselves so that they stay in the forefront and advance the domain of CAD and CAM. So this is how CAD has evolved. So now people directly create the 3D model. In some domains, they actually scan the model and then generate 3D models out of them. They don't draw them anymore. They take a 3D scanning out of the model and then generate the 3D image. Next, also you have the 3D printing technology, wherein you have the additive manufacturing technology, which is different from the deductive technology, that is the traditional technology, wherein you remove material to create the final design. So all your 2D designs are based on that, wherein in 3D printing technology, wherein additive manufacturing, you create layer upon layer to generate the final 3D model directly. So that is how we have progressed. But point to be noted is the basics will remain the same throughout. So that's why we emphasize on the fundamentals of 2D, so that you can apply those skills to the advanced techniques that are available here in terms of 3D models and printing and all those things. So let's look into the features of AutoCAD. So it was first released in 1982. It's a very powerful 2D and 3D CAD application, and it has separate tools for separate industry. It has an electrical tool set, it has a mechanical tool set, and also it has a very dedicated architectural tool set. So wherein they can use those tools to create specified drawings, and it has a very powerful mobile and web app capability. So now AutoCAD has migrated most of its work towards on the cloud, so that you can work seamlessly anywhere. No more you're constrained on your desktops or your PC. You can view the models on your mobile, you can collaborate effectively, transfer them, need not store it in a local PC, you can upload it on the cloud and then design on the move. So it's a very powerful capability from AutoCAD. So this is a analysis from Enlift, where they've estimated that there are nearly 125,000 companies that use Autodesk for their modeling. It contributes to nearly 33% of the CAD market that is available here, followed by SolidWorks, and then you have Dassault Systems and LabVIEW and so on. So in the 2D domain, the computer-aided design and engineering domain, AutoCAD is a very powerful and widely used tool. And in the industries that you look into, it's predominantly used in the civil industry, followed by the mechanical industry, and also they are being used in computer software, hardware industry, where they are used to write in the architecture of their different platforms. And so going forward on this PowerPoints, where you can use as ready recognize, we have specified areas that you look into for the procedures to use the functionalities, and next there are also highlighted useful tips for different functionality areas. So previously we had seen the course pointers and the tips that are displayed in the PowerPoint slide. Now let us look into the AutoCAD interface. So now we have here the desktop, and this is where the AutoCAD application lies in. So let us open it by double clicking on it. So this is as we said earlier, it's a very powerful tool with lot of tool sets that are featured into this software. And now we have this workspace here. So let us start off with a new drawing so that we can explore what are there in each and every toolbar or ribbon here. Okay, so let's click on the start drawing. So this will create a new empty drawing to us, and as you could see here, we have array of icons, menus, and different tabs, a command space, and all those. Let's view each and every one of it. So the first thing that we observe is the workspace area of AutoCAD. So workspace means that the tools that are available in the screen pertains to the application that you're working with. If you could see here, we have now 3 predominant workspace settings available for us to operate. We have the drafting and annotation. This pertains only to 2D drafting tools. If you can see here, what all the icons and the tool sets that are available pertain only to 2D drafting. Whereas if you move on to the next one, we go to the 3D basic modeling. So this workspace and the commands will get updated for your 3D modeling tools. And if you move on further to the modeling section, you have advanced tool that is available for this application. So based on what you need to work with, you can set up your workspace. And ideally you can customize the workspace that you work on. So as and when you start in, what should my workspace contain them? So this is where you list on which is what's required for you to work. So let us pause this for a moment and come back to our 2D drafting workspace. Alright, now let's see what are the various key areas that we need to look at. So this is your drawing space where you will execute the drawings, and the first and foremost location where you will process the files is this one, the big A for AutoCAD here. You have all your file related commands listed here. You have the new file, open file, save as in a different format. Then you have the import facility, export and publishing options, and also drawing utilities where you set in the file description and the preferences. For example, you set in the properties, units, all those things you can set in here. So this is your application menu. And following which, the bigger one, this is your ribbon, wherein you can call in the relevant commands that you want to work with. For example, if this command is copy, you can click on it to generate it. And if you hover on this object, you will get the info tip. And if you hold it further, you will get an extended menu tip. For example, if you want to know about the R command, hover over it, it shows creates an arc using 3 points, and still further it shows how it is generated. For further help, you can anytime press on F1 to look into the command section to see how it is getting generated. So you'll have all the details here that will help you understand the background behind each and every command so that you can use it into your drawing. So now you can explore each and every one of this. So this home tab contains almost all the basic drawing commands that you have. You have your draw commands and extended command menu, modify commands, annotation command, layers, blocks, properties of each and every line or the layers, and then grouping commands, utilities where you can measure the distance and all, and then the clipboard, and then the final view one. And in insert ribbon, you have the block insertion, block definition menu, and then references, import sections, data linking. If you are taking an external data object and linking to it, parameterizing it, then you can use this. And then linking and extraction of the data that is from your file, linking to another source and so on. And again set your location from where it is. So this it's an advanced one, you can still look into it. And in the annotate section, because in home you do have the annotation, it's a basic one. In this you can specify in each and every definition to it, and also you can mark in the center lines the specification of leaders, and writing in tables. This is very useful when you are printing it out in a layout format where you have to specify the table data and all, and then give out markout information and also specify the annotation scaling. In the parametric tooling, this we'll look into in the later part of course. This is kind of a customizable drawing that you can draw. You give an input dimension not as an absolute value but as a relative value. That is, you name it as X or correlate with another one. That is, a line A is 3 times that of line B. So when you're scaling the line A, B line gets scaled automatically. So this is what meant by parameterization, or again constraining. Constraining means even the length is constrained within this boundary, so that you'll get a warning message and saying that no, it is exceeding, so you have to revise it. So like that, setting a constraint for the design also helps in when you are doing advanced drafting. And in view menu, you can control the way how you view the file, view the layouts and all, and control the icon description, the navigation bar and so on. And then also we can do a drawing compare with the latest softwares, that you can compare two drawings side by side to see how the revisions are varying with each other. And again in this palettes where we have the property menu, and also here when you click on a object and then click on the properties, it will show what is the line type, what is the line weight, what's the color, what layer it is, all this thing. And next is your interfacing. This is kind of similar to what you work on Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, where you can tile two windows vertically together to do a side-by-side comparison and all. So this is the View tab, and in Manage tab you can see advanced commands, and this one is of very particular interest. We'll try to cover and look into in the other sessions. So this is something called a macro. It's a very powerful tool. This macro is used to do a repetitive task by automating them. Suppose if you want to measure the boundaries of a given object each and every time, and whatever object it may be, that is with different drawings, you can set in a macro command to look into the boundaries of it and then giving out the total length of the boundary. So this is a very powerful tool that is used to automate repetitive decisions that are being made. So this is called the action recorder. So this is similar to the macro that you find in Excel or Word that is used to automate things. And then you have the customization panel, the application panel, the VBA macro. This is what is used to record the functions and load it. And then what are the different CAD standards that you are applying to. And then finally, this is again a processing capability that will help to fasten your Autodesk interface. And in this output tab, you can control the way how you are exporting your or printing your drawings. And in add-ins, suppose if you have an additional third-party software that can work seamlessly with AutoCAD, then you can use this to integrate within this menu workspace. So that's how. And finally, collaborate, again, how well we can work with others with other drawings and see how it correlates. And then this is an express tool where you can put in the tools that you are requiring to use for frequently. So here you have your text commands, modify commands, and so on. And this is internet link tabs that you want to download and use. So this we won't be looking into. So finally, this is what your ribbon is all about. But these are all pictorial, graphical interfaces that help you to work faster. But traditionally we have something called as a menu bar that we frequently use. Typically in the modern versions of AutoCAD, it's been automatically hidden, but still you can take those out. So if you click on this down arrow button in the top, you can see an icon called show menu bar. So this is the classical form of the menu bar, wherein this again the file, whatever this application menu is listed here, and then all the content inside the ribbon is structured here. Everything is included here in a classic format. For example, if you go in draw, the same one whatever is here, so you also have the 3D images in it, because basically if you want to take this, then you have to change the workspace and then bring into it. But in the classical menu, you can have everything on a same platform. So here you have the line or is. For example, if you see in the normal ribbon, if you want to draw a circle, when you click on the circle drop down menu, you can see different pictorial representations and the selection of the options. Whereas if you go in draw and then click on circle, you have the same but in a limited structure. So both are essentially the same, but this is where you will get everything in a quick and fast manner. Again, you have dimension, the modifying commands, the parametric commands. Okay, yeah, so till now we have seen what is the workspace is about, and what is the application menu, what is the ribbon, and how to access the menu bar. Next we have the quick access toolbar. This is called the quick access toolbar. This has the commands that you use frequently during the working of the project. You have the new file, open, save, save as, and then this is open from a web and mobile app for taking an existing drawing from the cloud, and then publish or save to the cloud, the web and mobile interfaces, then a printing option and all. So this is your quick access toolbar, QAT. And you also have the undo command and the redo command. This we'll look into a little bit when we are drawing something basically. So now we can again customize this access, so you can add in whichever you want it. Suppose if you want to add the workspace command into here, then you can do it here so that you can quickly select from here. So this is the advantage of the quick access toolbar. And next we have the view cubes. So this is called the view cube. So it's used to manipulate the viewpoint of your screen. If you recollect the presentation, we were talking about the different views and then the planes of projection. See, in this, now we are in the top plane, and subsequently you can see this onto here. So this is called as a UCS, user coordinate system, UCS icon. So here you can see now it is in the XY plane. The green line is the Y and X is the red line. So this top view is listing the XY plane, and if you want to see the front view, you can see the different arrows. You can click on this arrow to see the front view. Now you're getting the X and Z axis, and this is the left view. You have the Z and Y axis and so on and so forth. So this is your view cubes. And also you can use this cursor to rotate about the pivot axis, and you can select which one you want. And likewise we have the rotate option along this way also. So this option is what we call as a view cube. And here again you can specify the perspectives that you want to look into. So if you recollect the presentation, for a technical drawing viewpoint, we'll always look into the parallel view. But suppose if you're working with a 3D and if you want to look into a perspective viewpoint, also you can select the rays of sight in here. So this is your view cube setting. And next you have here the navigation bar. So here you have the navigation wheel, the pan option, the zoom to extend, that is, so now clicking on it back zooms back to its extends the boundaries. And then you have the orbit option, and then also you have a show motion, that is to record and so show a sequence of camera animations. For example, if you are taking a plan view of a civil building and you are creating some viewpoints to it, and then you can sequence it and show as a glided view to that plane. So this is an advanced visualization technique that you can employ to convey the essence more effectively. And next here we have the status bar, where we have different options that you can go into. Here it will show the selection of the model or the paper space. We'll look into each one of it detailedly, but the application is that it's a kind of a quick access, but more of an option menu where you can select the snap setting, this is the grid display menu and all, and also the annotation scale menu and workspace editing. So this is your status bar. And next you have your layout tabs. So now this is your model tab, and then this is your layout tab, paper based tab, and so you can have different views to it. And then here on top you have the file tabs, wherein you can keep on adding different drawings and going. So now coming to the most important area, this is called the command line. This is a very powerful attribute of AutoCAD, frequently used attribute of AutoCAD. This is what differentiates AutoCAD from other 2D softwares. Whatever we have seen so far, the ribbons, the menus, the status bar icons, invoking of navigation bars, the layout specifications, everything can be triggered through commands. For example, we were seeing about the circle commands. Normally, if we want to do it, so I have to click on the circle command, then it will ask for sequence of different points and then so on. So for example, if we want to take this option, then I have to manually specify and then select it. Oh sorry, I have taken for a different two object of, so let me draw one more circle to demonstrate it. So it's a tan radius, so I'll select the first and second object and specifying the radius of it. Okay, so this is a graphical way of doing it, but I can replicate the same way faster by using command. So I'm just entering the command C, typing on the keyboard. It is directly prompted onto here, and clicking on it opens the circle command. and into here, down here you can notify what is the next command AutoCAD expects the user to feed. It says circle, specified center point for the circle, or you can enter any one of the respective menus to convert it. So let us now look into the undo command also. Let us roll back a little bit. So let us roll back until this creation of this circle. Okay, one more step. Okay, so let us recreate the circle just by command. So what we have done was, we had created a circle and created one more, and then created the third circle with tangent radius. So selecting first, second, and then radius of it. Now we've got it. So with this command prompt and then entering through keyboards increases your model creation time. The rapidness of creation is magnified a lot. So very good user of AutoCAD relies only on the command prompt windows to perform almost all of his operations. So for each and every command that you work on, try and look into the command prompt intonation so that you can repeatedly use it and take it to your benefit.